Hey everyone, I'm back from the second matchmaking stress test, didn't manage to catch the third, to talk about what I think could be the best scout loadout for matchmaking. Now, first of all, I'm just going to preface this by saying that the best scout loadout is the loadout you're most comfortable with, the loadout you're best at. I can't just give you a new loadout and expect people to do well with it, but I reckon that all three weapons in this loadout are so broken that if you use them together, it just becomes a little bit ridiculous. So let's start this off with the soda popper. Now, the Soda Popper is a really incredible scattergun just in its own right. Even if you discount the special ability, its DPS over a long period of time is very similar to the scatterguns. Not only that, the fast 2 firing mechanic allows you to take out other scouts before they can even touch you. Now, the hype meter is really what makes this weapon amazing. When fighting soldiers and demos for high ground, basically explosive classes, you just get to bully the crap out of them. I mean, if they jump you, you can just float in the air, you can deny them from jumping up. It's so horrible to play against. I find myself, even indoors, you can just kind of stick to the ceiling. Soldiers haven't really learned to shoot up yet. Everyone just shoots the ground. You're able to avoid all the damage. Really incredible weapon, and really good with the Criticola, the next weapon on this loadout. Now, the Criticola gives you a mini crit damage boost and a speed bonus. Now, I was mostly using the speed bonus for my rollouts. It allowed me to get to mid really fast to get that high ground to deny soldiers and demos with the Soda Popper, but when I did use it, man, the amount of damage you can put out, plus with the faster firing speed of the Soda Popper, is so ridiculous. Really strong weapon. And finally, the Sandman. Now, everyone should know how broken the Sandman is. Its stun capability is so amazing. You can prevent medics from popping their Ubers. You can make a pocketed soldier useless. It's so good against the massive number of heavies that we're coming up against in matchmaking, just as we're getting things started up. I think basically what I'm trying to say is that while these three weapons all have their own downsides, their upsides just severely outweigh them. And if you can use them correctly, Scout just becomes a complete monster. That being said, the biggest downside of this loadout is you do make yourself into a little bit of a glass cannon. Because the Sandman reduces your base health, that reduces your overall overheal, which is actually a really big downside. The damage vulnerability of the Criticola stacks on top of that as well, but the damage vulnerability is so low that it's probably not worth factoring it in. It's definitely worth the mini crits and the speed boost. Now, before anyone gets mad at me for promoting such a cancerous loadout, I gotta defend myself. This is the matchmaking beta, right? The whole point of it is to identify and change problem weapons and items and classes, and I think getting a few little changes to the Sandman, perhaps the Criticola and the Soda Popper, would be pretty good for the overall game. Now, I didn't see anyone else really using this loadout, but I found it to be extremely effective, at least in the kind of lowest skill levels that we were playing at right now. So I do think they should really get a change. And I mean, people have been lobbying for a change to the Sandman for such a long time. And what better way to prove to Valve that this weapon is broken than to just abuse the crap out of it in matchmaking until it gets such a high win rate associated with it that something just needs to be done. And remember, I'm not an expert with the Soda Popper or the Sandman or even the Criticola. Like, I usually just play with the scattergun, so this is pretty much my first attempt at using these weapons. Imagine how amazingly broken it would be if there was a player that had actually mastered the Soda Popper, that could use the hype, the extra jumps to its maximum efficiency, who could aim that Sandman ball better than I, who could use those Criticola crits to really just decimate players. This loadout has so much potential, and while, yes, you are a little bit more of a glass cannon, your ability to avoid explosive damage, fast fire rate, massive damage output, and ability to stun definitely makes up for that. At the moment, matchmaking beta is sort of more focused on, you know, just getting the servers to work, getting everyone in a game with equal players, just basic stuff like that to get the system working, but I'm feeling pretty confident that once the matchmaking beta transitions into its class and weapons balance stage, we're going to get some changes to some of these problem weapons that keep them fun to play against while not making them hopefully completely worthless. But yet, these are three weapons that I feel like if you use them well, you're gonna do some serious damage. Well, that's all I got for you right now. Catch you guys next time.